All right, what is up, guys? Vivi back with another video. This time we're doing a little more Lorcana. We're going to talk about some red cards from Lorcana. We're going to talk about Ruby as the Ruby faction, or whatever they're calling this for the color schools, right? You got the red cards. And all right, let's get right into it, guys. Got some really exciting looking cards just right away here. So first and foremost, we have Maleficent, Monstrous Dragon, Storyborn Villain Dragon, which is a 9/7/5. That's a 9-cost 7/5 body that quests for 2 lore counters, and Dragonfire. When you play this character, you may banish chosen opposing character. Comes into the battlefield swinging, just smashing something. It can exert for 2. Well, after it doesn't have rush. You have to wait a turn. But this card seems quite good, guys. This card seems really good. This is a 9 cost though, so it's very big. But it does have the little Inkwell Flourish where you can tap it for 1. Right? You can tap down this character to, like, how do I say this? Excuse me. You can play this card face down for a resource. So that's good if you get this in your opening hand, because this is a dead card for 9 turns. Unless you're running some type of ramp mechanic where you're going to get cards extremely quickly. This is, excuse me, this is a big card. So you will, at least early on, be able to turn him face down for a resource and hopefully get another one later. Overall, I'm going to give this card a 7.5 out of 10. I don't give this a 10 out of 10 because it's extremely heavily costed. It only quests for 2, and that, remember, at the end of the day, guys, your win condition is getting to 20 lore. And to get that, you have to exert your character sideways, and these little lore counters on the side here, they give you, lore points. So this one would give you 2, so now you need 18 more, right? Whereas this next card we're looking at, look at this, 4. This is 1/5 of your win condition, exerting 1 time. Now, he's 8 costs. We'll talk about him in a second. But back to Maleficent. I have to give this a 7.5 because coming into play as a 7/5 body and crushing a character, just removing them from play, banishing them, that's huge. And it is a 7/5, so it's not going to be the easiest thing to take out. But I almost wish it had been a 5/7 or even a 6/6 or a 7/7 would be preferable for a 9 cost. But yeah, overall, I think this card is a little weak stats for its size because I don't like going back. But guys, we got to go up real quick to look at, like, this is a 5 cost 4/4. So for 4 more resources, I'm only getting 1 extra defense and 3 extra attack. I don't know. To me personally, that's not that great. I don't know. We'll see though. This is the first set for Lorcana, so we'll have to see. All right, let's keep going. I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. Mickey Mouse. Brave Little Tailor, Dreamborn Hero, 8 costs, 5/5 body, quests for 4. This is the biggest one I've seen so far. Has evasive. Only characters with evasive can challenge this character. So he has a way of sticking around because you can't be challenged unless they have evasive. He's a 5/5 for when they can find a way to attack him. And then he's questing for 4. He's just, I think this card, when you play him, I think you just start turning him sideways the next turn when you can start exerting him. He is extremely heavily costed though. 8 cost, whew, that's up there. You're not getting him anytime soon. So I'm going to give him, I think he's better than Maleficent, the Monstrous Dragon, though. Even though he does not have an ability like hers that comes in and just KOs. He is kind of the opposite. He's saying, you're going to have to knock me out or banish me, or I'm just going to win the game real fast, right? Like I said, that's 5 activations from this guy wins the game by himself, right? So anyway, all right, and he has evasive. So I'm going to give him an 8.5 out of 10. I'm going to go 8.5 out of 10 for Mickey Mouse, Brave Little Tailor. Okay, next we have Dragonfire. This is a 5 cost action. This is not a character, it's an action. 5 cost, banish chosen character. Okay, just take someone out for 5 cost. Green had something similar. I'm sorry, guys. We do have to scroll up to it real quick. It was The Beast Is Mine. Chosen character gains reckless during this turn, their next turn, making them where they can't quest and they must challenge if able. I think this is better because it's just straight up, with reckless, you can try to find ways to KO them. But with Dragonfire, it's just flat out, you're banished, you're gone, you're out of here for 5. I think that's a little steep for a cost, but it doesn't have a any kind of stipulations like, oh, it has to be this, a smaller character or what. Like it can be any character. So I'm gonna give it. This is just a solid 5 out of 10 removal spell for me. I just don't see this as being that crazy, and you won't even see it till turn 5, right? So I mean, this is just 5 out of 10. Tigger, Wonderful Thing, Storyborn Tigger, 6 costs 4/4 with a flourish and has evasive. So again, guys, I'm sorry, I do have to do a lot of cross-referencing in this since we're going over it, for this game for the first time. 6 cost 4/4 with evasive, comparing to a 5 cost 4/4 with rush. I hope Tigger has at least 2 lore pips to justify this. Because, he does have the flourish, so you can play him early game as a resource face down. But still, there is... The evasive must be very strong in this. Like, maybe there's 2 or 3 lore counters over here to justify the cost. I can't judge this one perfectly because I don't know how much he exerts for, quest for. But as is, I'm going to give him just a 5 out of 10. And I'm really actually kind of stuck between a 5 and a 6 out of 10. I'm going to go 5.5 out of 10. I really need to know how much he quests for to give him an accurate, estimate. Okay, we have 5 costs with a flourish, 4/5. See, straight away. Yeah, straight away. See, this is a 5/4/5 versus a 6/4/4. So Tigger must have at least 2 lore counters. Mulan, Imperial Soldier is a 4/5. Excuse me. Has Lead by Example. This is a Storyborn Hero Princess card. During your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, your other characters get +1 lore this turn. As in multiple, your other characters, plural, get +1. Okay, that is huge. If it's true that, so say you have a full board of let's just say you have 3 actually, just 3 other characters. If they're all tapping for 1 or exerting for 1, they would normally get you 3 for a turn, right? Well, this would make them get 6. This seems very good. I'm going to go 7.5 out of 10 on this, or maybe even 8 out of 10. This seems really, really good. Someone correct me if I'm misunderstanding this. Mulan seems outstanding. 5 costs. Now we got Goofy, Daredevil, Dreamborn Hero. 5 costs 3/4 with the evasive. Again, if I don't know what they're tapping for, I can't even accurately judge them. I have absolutely no idea what to judge this card. 5 costs 3/4. We just saw a 5 costs 4/5. So, and it has evasive like Tigger does. Evasive must be the thing for Ruby, because Mickey Mouse Brave Tailor also has evasive. So yeah, I really need to see what these things are tapping for, exerting for. But as is, 5/3/4, I'm just going to give it a 5.5 out of 10 because, it almost gets a mystery, like a question mark out of 10 because I have to know what it quests for in order to know. Okay, so we got 3 more here. We got Scar, the Fiery Usurper. He has a 4 cost 5/3 that can exert for 1. And he's basically just a vanilla character. He's a 4 cost 5/3. Yeah, that's it. That's literally it. This is a 4 cost 5/3 with a ink flourish where he can be used early as a resource. This seems solid to me. I'm not going to lie. This seems like a good challenging card, like a card where you can just start attacking the characters that are exerted with. Think of it like this. This card banishes a Maleficent. Like, look at that. So if this card exerts the next turn by trying to KO one of your characters, and you have Scar down, he can attack Ender. Now he doesn't have rush. You still have to wait your turn. But I'm just saying, if you already had him down, they can't even swing. I don't know. Again, I have to throw more criticism at Maleficent the Dragon here. I'm just very disappointed with that, with the stats being the way they are. But anyway, long story short, I think Scar is just extremely average. This is a 5 out of 10. I'll take it. 7 costs 5/5. Aladdin, the Heroic Outlaw. Cool little title there. He is a Floodborn hero. Floodborn? Am I reading that correctly? Okay. Dreamborn versus Floodborn. I don't understand. Dreamborn, Storyborn, Storyborn, Dreamborn, Storyborn. I'll have to. I don't know much about that yet. So someone, again, if people know below, don't be afraid to tell me. This character has Shift 5. You may pay 5 to play this on top of one of your characters named Aladdin. I wonder, does that go across colors? Like, say I have this card right here down, Aladdin. I would assume so. Right? Because he's a 2 cost, which would make sense because the other character is only 5 if you overlap him. That'd be interesting having a red-green deck where, because remember, you can have 2 of a color to make a deck. You can have 1 of a color or 2 of a, 2 colors. Excuse me, to make a deck. And this guy, so let's see what he has. He has Daring Exploit. During your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you gain 2 lore and each opponent loses 2 lore. And this guy can quest for 2 lore in general. This seems really nice. That seems really cool. Taking away their lore to gain lore. That's a 4 lore swing, guys. So think of it. If you're both at 15 and he does this where he takes out one of your characters that was questing last turn for lore, if he does that, well, you gain 2, they lose 2. So if y'all were both at, like I said, let's say y'all were both at 13. Well, now you're at 15, they're at 11. That's a huge lore swing. And you took out one of their characters. And they're going to need to deal with this guy next turn, or there's going to be even more problems. This card seems like a 10 out of 10 on paper. I don't know how the flow of the games will go. I need to start messing around with playtesting this deck, this game. But on paper, this looks. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 because it looks like this is a real threat. You can't just let him start going off, taking out characters, or you're going to. There's going to be a lot of trouble, right? There's going to be a lot of trouble. Solid card. I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. And he has the flourish, so if you get him early in the game, you can turn him face down as a resource. 5/5 body's not crazy, but hey, seems good. This can take out a Maleficent if it has to rush into that. So very solid card, 9 out of 10. Okay, Donald Duck. 2 costs, 2/3 with a flourish. So he can. Excuse me. He can be used, early or late in the game as a resource, right? So that is nice. So say it's later in the game where like a 2/3 body is no longer that great and I really need to get down my Aladdin. Well, just turn this guy face down and now he's a resource. But 2 costs, 2/3 with a 1 lore quest counter. This seems pretty good. This is probably your average 5 out of 10. Okay, I think this is like a 5 out of 10. Maybe. See, I'm starting to learn a lot by going through all these cards, but yeah, for now I'm just gonna give this card a 5 out of 10. Well, all right, guys, y'all tell me what you think in the comments below. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If not, give me some feedback, throw me some comments, and if you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. And hope you guys enjoyed. Next video we're gonna have Amethyst. So, all right, guys, till next time, peace.